if you haven't not already caught it, I am Megan Larco, and I am the current president of OpenSFS. So I guess any comments, questions, complaints, right here. So one of the things we do is help to organize the OpenSFS Lustre Users Group Conference, which is what we're doing right here. We have visited various venues, a different one each year. We've had marvelous support from our various hosts. And if your organization might be interested in hosting a Lustre Users Group conference, please let us know. We're always looking for new hosts, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years out. So please let us know. We'd love to chat with you. And additionally, we really want to thank our sponsors. Our platinum sponsors this year, DDN and Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. So some of the things you see here, the food, the T-shirts and stuff, our vendors help provide that for you. Some of the social events that we have, our vendors help to underwrite that. Our silver sponsors are Aon and Translucent. So we're really appreciative of our sponsors who really help make this a nicer event for all of you. So we're not just eating peanut butter crackers from a vending machine. So did you want to pick up with the agenda?
Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Harms. I'm the current Vice President of OpenSFS. So we're just going to go through a few slides about OpenSFS. So first, again, we just want to thank all the supporters and members of OpenSFS. And of course, if your organization's not currently a member, we'd love to have you. If you have any questions, you can ask any board member. Basically, ask anyone. We'll figure out what we need to do. Also, we have a new member. I believe it's the University of Cambridge. Is that correct, Peter? We're still waiting for them to provide their logo, but they are a new member, so we'll get them added as soon as they provide that. So just a little bit of summary, again, to kind of remind you guys what is OpenSFS. So we facilitate the community around Lustre. It's an organization for both the vendors and the users of Lustre, and to have discussions like this. We also have a big purpose in promoting Lustre and keeping the various community activities vendor neutral, making sure the source remains open and freely available. One thing we don't do is fund any kind of current Lustre development. So we leave that to our vendors. I'd also want to promote a survey. So every year we do a survey for LUG. We'd love to give your feedback. We review the feedback every year and try to make adjustments. So here's a link to the survey. Also, I put the URL up there. And Misha told me, I believe it's on the back of your badge, the black QR code is the survey, and the blue one is the link to the agenda for the LUG. So again, we'll remind you again tomorrow, but love to hear feedback from you guys about LUG and what we can do to improve it or add to it, change it, keep it relevant. All right, so first we were going to announce the elections, and so I want to thank the board nominating committee. So this year the committee was Cameron Haar from Livermore, Christy Callback-Rose from Berkeley, and Joe Marvini from Sandia. So these three worked together to get a candidate pool, and they were able to get 5 candidates for the 3 open positions. And then those were then posted on the website, and all of the members got the opportunity that you could read their bios and what they wanted to do as part of being a member, and then cast your vote. So announcing the new winners, we have Dominic Mano, who is going to be the new vice president. And then we have Tom Crow, who's going to be our new secretary. And then Sean Hall will remain as a director at large. And Sean's not here. He has a new child at home. So since Dominic's been our secretary for a while, you guys might know him, but I wanted to invite Tom up just to say hi, introduce himself.
Shirt looks really familiar in the picture. My name's Tom Crow. I'm with Indiana University. I've worked with Luster for about 10 years and looking forward to serving in the secretary role. Please seek me out on a break and I'll be glad to talk with you. Thanks.
Okay, and so here's our current full board. We have Megan, Dominic, Tom, Leo, Sean, as I said, who's not here, and then Sarp is still the director of at large. He's also not here. I think he took a vacation instead. And so next year we will have the other two positions up for vote. So if you're interested in participating, the president role and the treasurer role will be up for a vote. All right, so now I'm going to invite up Leo to go over the finances.
Hello, I'm Leo Saavedra from Berkeley in the Nurse Division. So I'm going to show you how we spend the money in 2023 and how we're going to do in 24. So basically in 2023, we ended the year with $141,000 roughly, mostly from the sponsorship and from the membership as well. For how we spend that money. Basically, in the administrative services, we have a company. He's running the nonprofit organization. The company is VTM. So basically, we spend that money with them. Also in the LUG, we spend around 30% in this organization. For 2024, the budget is basically 50% from the sponsorship and 49% from the regular memberships. How we try to spend the money for this year, and again, administrative services is most of the money we spend is around 65%. LUG again is 30%. And we have a cash projection for this year, and we gonna try to end this year with $330,000. And what is important here is the inflows. Yeah, mouse is here. So if your company organization is not here, please do your job. We need that money. Yes, I'm repeating the same word from Sarp last year, so do your job. Obviously, Sarp was emphasizing that. So basically that. So we need your money. Basically that's for the projection. And the good news is still we have blue numbers, so but we don't want to be in red numbers. So as Sarp say, do your job. Okay. Oh, yes. If you have any doubts about the money and open to chat with you and open to show you the bank accounts or the bank balance, if you have any doubts, so reach me. No problem with that. So I'm here. Or reach me by email or whatever you want.
Okay. As part of the community, OpenSFS always likes to advertise or help advertise any Luster events. So today we are at LUG. So we're here. Next up, we have an ISC BOF. This is co-hosted with EOFS. So Frank Betke has organized this, and I'll be giving a small update at the ISC BOF. So please attend if you're going to be at ISC. It's May 14th. Then we have LAD coming up, and we're going to have an announcement for LAD. Is he here? Yes. Yeah, please come on.
Okay, so unfortunately, I don't have many. We don't have the full. Yeah, sorry. So I'm Guillaume from CA. So this year, unfortunately, we are a bit late on the planning, and we don't know the actual venue yet. But we know that it will be in Paris, and as usual, it would be at around either the end of September or beginning of October this year. And so we will update the website. So it's lad.ufs.eu, and we will update it soon when we have the actual venue. Thank you.
All right, so those of you interested in visiting Paris, please sign up for LAD. And so LAD's a similar type of conference as LUG. It focuses on the administrative aspects and into the technical details of Luster. Then we'll also be planning community BOF at SC. The SC BOF submissions don't go into August, so we won't know if we're accepted yet, but we're of course planning to submit. Then, as Megan mentioned, for LUG 2025, 26, or 27, we're interested in getting people who want to host future LUGs. So if you're interested in hosting a LUG or your organization is interested in hosting, please contact us. I'll show you a little bit later, but we'd love to work with our various members and partners, and Texas Tech has been great to work with. We've hosted for anyone who's been to the last several events at various member sites. So if you're interested, please let us know. Of course, the OpenSFS staff helps with the organization. It's not all on you. So if you're interested, please let us know. Okay, we had the announcement for LAD. And then we want to go over some of the activities that OpenSFS is going to be working on over the next year. So the first thing is we've been trying to spin up a documentation working group. And so from one of the previous surveys, there is some interest in improving Luster documentation. And so we have someone who's agreed to work on this, and we're looking for one or two more people to help lead this group. And so if you're interested in working, we'd like to know. I don't know, Peter, did you get any takers from Developer Day? Okay. So again, we're not asking any of these individuals to actually write the documentation. So you're not signing up to do a bunch of work, but you are signing up to do things like helping identify why the documentation might be inadequate, or maybe it's perfect and you can let us know that, but what areas might need improvement, and then giving us recommended actions to improve, and then how to prioritize those actions. And so then we can take this work and then try to figure out, okay, how can we then execute improving Luster's documentation? So we spun up this mailing list, dwg@list.opensfs.org. So you can subscribe to this list if you're interested in this, and then follow along and participate in the working group. So again, if you're interested, just please let anyone know that you like to be part of this working group, because we'd definitely like to get this going soon. Next item. We're going to try this marketing initiative. I think it was, Andreas, I think, mentioned some in his talk that sort of with a lot of new entrants in the, HPC storage field, there's some people who have been maybe a little bit negative about Luster because it's old, reliable, it does what it says. And these are not bad things, but, obviously Luster being perhaps the number one is a target of people trying to become, come from nowhere and we want to just create some marketing campaign and create some materials that emphasize the positive aspects of Luster. Again, it's all going to be fact-based. It will be vendor agnostic, so we aren't going to be focusing on any specific vendor, just Luster itself. And again, this material will get published and usable by other members if you're interested. And so we're planning to kick this off after the LUG completes and start working. We have going to contract with a person to help with the marketing campaign and construct the materials. So the OpenSFS members will provide the technical input, but we'll have someone who's skilled in marketing and communications actually construct the materials so that they look nice. And so if you happen to be interested in this process, again, please let us know and we can involve you. Last, I'll have Peter come up and give a summary for the Developer Day.
Hello again. So I just had a couple of extra things to add on to what Kevin was just talking about there. With the marketing initiative, I think it was actually me who said that, but regardless, this is the idea is to sort of have more fact-based stuff that would debunk some of the FUD that's sort of seems to be circulating. And that will help with things that we saw on the survey like that. Oh, I need to use a new shiny new IFS because I'm going to use Flash, And the other point that, I didn't catch when I reviewed the slides previously that Kevin had about the documentation working group, just emphasize that there are a lot of people who've actually indicated that they are willing to help. We did have from the survey, a lot of people actually volunteered with email addresses. So we will see that mailing list with a number of, willing hands, as it were, but we're specifically looking for people who can sort of coordinate the efforts and make sure we get, the right priorities and run meetings, etc. And so one of the requirements for that, as well as being good at organizing and everything, is that you need to be affiliated with a supporter organization for OpenSFS. So that's a key requirement to be a lead. So the working groups are open to anyone, regardless of that. But just to be a lead, you do have to be you're affiliated with an organization.
Like if running for a board position, like you always thought, okay, that's too much work. This is a way you can participate in the community that's a little bit more bounded, maybe a little bit more focused. Because if you're ready to do that, but not be on the board, that's a good opportunity.
Yeah. And I'm definitely happy to chat about the specifics of what it's like running a working group, having done that with a Lustre working group for a while now. So anyway, back to Developer Day, which is what I'm meant to be talking about. So this is something we've done around LUG time and also, CA friends do this around the LAD event, is to have a Developer Day either the day before or the day after the main conference, which the idea is it's a smaller group and it's to work through sort of discuss technical matters and development, just to sort of, because we have a situation where people might have different organizations doing development to make sure things are better coordinated. So this isn't something that's, broadly advertised because we don't want to create confusion that it's part of the main event and have a lot of people turn up who are not really aware of what it is they're meant to be doing. We have had that happen, in past years. So, but it is, generally open. We did have a couple of last minute additions as people were aware of the event and wanted to join in. So we do, try and be inclusive, but it is intended to be a productive session. So we did have a productive day yesterday. You can see a not very high resolution picture I took on my phone. It was a very good setup of in the facility that Texas Tech had. It was with these smaller tables, so we could have sessions where there was, everyone's looking at a screen and, as we're going through a discussion, but also we were able to do a lot more breakout sessions in smaller groups for different activities. So just some of the highlights that I sort of recorded with my notes as we're going through. We had a session around dynamic node maps, which was something Andreas touched on in his talk earlier on. There was an issue that's been, probably would have taken months to kind of do with to and froing on Gerrit. But Oleg was able to work with, Brian Bellendorf, the OpenSFS maintainers here, and some other sort of people who are sort of very active in the sort of Lustre and CFS intersection. And between them, they were able to work through issues that were affecting the sort of building and testing of the new version of CFS, so we can get that working on master. So that was very productive. Then there was also Steve from Microsoft was able to help. James Simmons was finding it frustrating with some bash stuff he had to work through for the test framework and to sort of get that going. So hopefully that will help us to sort of close the last gap with the IPv6. And then there was various other sort of small little enhancements that people sort of got a start on from a sort of list that we'd sort of developed for the purpose. I think that's probably the main highlights. I've got a couple of other things there, but it's hard to talk and shoulder check. Anyway, but yeah, so very productive event. Thanks to OpenSFS for supporting that activity. From the feedback I've had from the survey so far, it seems that the participants felt likewise and would like that to continue. So yeah, thanks. That's it.
Okay, before we move into some thanks, any questions for either Peter or any of the other topics that we discussed about the documentation or marketing, or any other questions related to OpenSFS?
One more thing.
Okay.
Get back here, please. We would like to give this award to Kevin on behalf of the marvelous work he has done here at OpenSFS over the last few years. You have been a marvelous asset to the organization. We are grateful for your time, your intellect, and just thank you.
Oh,
Thank you very, very much.
Thanks. So thank you, Megan, and thank you everyone on OpenSFS. And so I feel compelled. The reason why I stepped down is I'm one of the people heading up my group's ALCF's next machine acquisition. So I kind of have to spend more time on that and have less time for other activities. So I'm getting yelled at every day by my Department of Energy program manager. So I needed to set some things aside to put more time into ALCF 4. So I'm still a huge Luster fan. Okay, and so we always, of course, want to thank those who made LUG possible. So we have Dr. Sill, Misha, Jesse, and Dr. Chen from Texas Tech, who were the core organizers and helped made all this possible. So give them a round of thanks. Then as far as the LUG program, we have Stefan and Jesse. You guys want to put your hand up? Thanks. They ran the program committee this year. And then we've got Brad Gibson and Jesse, who also assisted him with the student program. Thank you, gentlemen. And then the current OpenSFS team that was working on the supporting LUG as well. So thank you to everyone.